Hello, everybody, and welcome to Club Reaction to Malmo 2, Rangers 1. Welcome back to the Champions League. That's all I can say really about tonight. There's quite a lot to get into. If anybody that watched the match will know all about it. But I am your host, Scott Carney, and joining me tonight in a bit of a whirlwind of emotions, I'll say, is Ali Pearson. Ali, how's it going?
I was saying to you off camera, don't really know how to feel, to be honest. I went from the lows of lows to a high, and what a difference a goal can make in football, to be honest. And it's changed the face of this tie completely.
Yeah, as I say, I was taking a wee bit of notes and stuff through the games and whatever else tonight, and yeah, the emotion that you kind of went through tonight was something new, and I suppose it is just a wee bit of a welcome back to the kind of Champions League. It's kind of hard to really put my finger on how I'm feeling, whether I'm happy, annoyed, sad, indifferent. I really can't make my mind up just now. But we will jump into the game. We'll break it down a bit. The starting 11 tonight was McGregor, Tavernier, Goldson, Alander, Barisic, Davis, Lundstrom, Arfield, Kent, Wright and Itten. On the bench was McCrory, Hogarth, Patterson, Bassey, Kelly, Hadji, Sakala, Simpson and Lowry. Any great shocks in the starting 11, Ali?
Yeah, that Ariba wasn't playing, and I don't know why he wasn't playing. We don't know yet. Front three, what I expected. Back line, what I expected. So the only one I would say was be Joe Aribo, and he wasn't there. And the bench was very young tonight, to be honest. It showed we're lacking a lot of players at the moment. Obviously, there's a lot of guys out, but pretty much what I expected. Apart from that, I thought Joe Aribo would come in, but obviously he's got a knock.
Yeah, he's obviously got some sort of knock. That's why he really didn't appear at all tonight. In terms of everything else, I mean, I'm a wee bit shocked at Arfield, to be honest. I get why Arfield was put in, but I don't know if Davis, Lundstrom and Arfield's really the midfield for Rangers going forward. Obviously, I know Kamara's obviously been out injured, not injured, suspended. So you can kind of understand why that's there. Obviously, Ryan Jack as well still injured. So, yeah, that was my only wee kind of question mark. And obviously, you mentioned that Bose is a bit of a... We just hope he's okay, really, because by God, did we miss him tonight? I'll tell you that for sure.
And Kamara.
And Kamara, yes, and Morelos, but we're going to come on to all that, mate. Don't you worry about it. So we'll jump into the game, mate. Very cagey first 10 minutes. It was very, very cagey from both teams. I think they looked just as... intimidated is probably not the word, but they were very wary of our threat. We were very wary of our threat, and it was kind of cancelling each other out for the first kind of 10 minutes. Rangers settled into the game after that. Malmo were definitely not holding back on their tackles. That's for sure. And the first 25 minutes, from about 10 minutes to about 25 minutes, Rangers looked pretty much in control of the game.
Yeah, I thought Malmo, the first 5-10 minutes or so, pressed us quite high up the park a lot of the time. It turned scrappy, to be honest. They were hitting long balls. They were going down Barisic's side quite a lot. I thought he was a bit off the pace today, Barisic. You could tell he's not played football, and they were targeting that side at times. But it was dead scrappy, and then we got a hold of the game, and I thought Rangers, for the pretty much after that until the half time, were comfortable without really doing much. I thought Big Itten done quite well at times with this hold-up play and stuff. He was unlucky at points. I thought we were comfortable. That team didn't scare me at all in that first half watching it. And I thought, usually second half we come out and do the business when they get a wee rock up the arse. And obviously we'll come on to that. But I didn't feel in any danger in that first half at all.
No, I think it's hard to do a podcast like this, and I want to make that kind of clear to people because we obviously all know what happened and we know what's about to come on to, but trying to detach yourself from what happened at the start of the second half, Rangers were totally in control of that first half. We were, and again, without jumping too far ahead, we're a better team than Malmo are. I don't think there's really any doubt about that. We are a better team than they are, and the crazy 60 seconds we will come on to, but the first half, we looked in control, and it looked like there was a goal in it for Rangers. I'm like, there's a goal in this for us. But we spoke at half time, mate. We were saying Itten was playing well. Scott Wright was looking particularly good. There was one bit that I noted down that he played a wee 1-2, showed a wee burst of pace to get himself into the box and cuts the ball across, but obviously the defender deals with it. but we couldn't really get quite a clear-cut chance as such. Like, there wasn't one that was like glaringly obvious for us to kind of stand out and say we should have took the lead there.
And we also wasted a couple of set pieces. We had 2 set pieces that first half, and absolutely wasted them. I thought Kent at times, similar to Livingston, was getting frustrated again. I just wish he would take his guy on now and again, and he really tried the second half, Kent. But the final third, it just wasn't coming off for it at times. And I don't really remember their goalkeeper making an actual save the whole game, to be honest. And to be fair, McGregor had, I think, won the first half, and that was it. And it was a pretty easy save for him.
Yeah, it was pretty routine, yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, as I say, it's a hard one to put your finger on. I don't know whether it's... I don't want to play the card of, I suppose I'm going to, is they're obviously 13 games into their season, we're not, and you could kind of see they were a wee bit sharper at points, especially really right at the first half, they looked a wee bit sharper. But apart from that, as soon as we settled down and got a foot in the ball, Rangers were really comfortable in that first half. I say then it pretty much takes us on to, there was just one wee moment I will mention that I think the 2 fullbacks for us were not at their best today, let's be completely honest. But there was one wee moment from Tav in the first half that I need to mention. He does great defensive work just as they're about to break forward. Manages to chip the ball over the player, get himself down the right-hand side, crosses the ball over to Ryan Kent, and for some reason Ryan Kent doesn't shoot with his left foot and cuts back. That was probably the best chance for Rangers in the first half.
Yeah, there was a great bit of play for Tavi. They say it was a last-ditch challenge, to be honest, when he won the ball off that guy and, like you say, chipped the ball over. I think it was a couple of players' heads and went down the wing. And Kent, he's got to hit that first time. He does that a lot, Kent. He wants to check left, check right, and then he ends up losing the ball. Did against Livingston, and it kind of summed the first half up in terms of in front of goal that we really chose the wrong decision all the time. And it was just frustrating, to be honest.
Yeah, and it kind of takes us to half time. I will say though, they're not feet of a tackle, Malmo,
no.
And some of the refereeing decisions were baffling to say the least. And I don't want to sound like somebody else, mate, or a supporter of another team, but I mean, some bookings he was given, it was like, that's not a booking. And other ones that were certain bookings, he still wasn't giving it. And you're like, nah, it was very, very inconsistent at best is what we'll put. But I am not going to put that down to what's about to happen. So we get half time, nothing each. As I said, mate, we spoke on the phone. I was like, things are looking all right. I was like, we should be all right. Rangers should get a goal here. We'll get into the second half. 60 seconds of football, mate, that I struggle to really put my finger on what actually happened. Malmo kind of come out flying. We give far too much space for whatever reason. It's terrible defending. It's a good finish for the boy to make it 1-0, but the errors for Rangers are just the list as long as your arm.
Tons of errors. Boy fizzes a ball in. Goldson's claiming for offside. Play the whistle, which I was always taught. Tab's got drawn into the central position. Lundstrom's no man's land, and the ball just comes right across, and the boy's in acres of space and really taps the ball in the back of the net. McGregor has no chance with it. And
no chance.
Yeah, they come out the blocks, and I think they got a corner very early on that first half as well. And they came out the blocks, and we looked a bit shell shocked. And I don't know why, because if I was Gerrard getting that Rangers team in at half time, I'd be going, right, we're 0-0. But they're not any better than us. They are not better than us. We can play a lot better. Let's go out and show them that we are the better team. And you need to give praise to Malmo that they came out and took the game to us. And it was a stupid goal from us to give away. I mean, we conceded, 13 goals in the league the whole of last season. And it was like morphing back 2 years ago. It was like a couple of players morphed back 2 years ago, Goldson and Tav. And it was... You don't expect it for Rangers. I don't know if you can put it possibly down to it's really early on in the season. We've really not had many games, but it was really, really slack, and we shouldn't be conceding goals like that because teams at that level punish you, and that's what happened.
Yeah, and I'll just quickly move on to the second goal, mate, because I can't disagree with what you just said there. I hadn't even kind of looked down to my phone and looked back up, and all of a sudden I seen the ball slipping into the back corner of the net again, and I'm going, like, literally what has just happened? Tav is far too slack with the ball in the middle of the field, gives it away. Goldson then, for whatever reason, in my opinion, completely shits the bed, doesn't know where he is, doesn't know what he's doing. He's got 2 chances to do something about it. I'm not putting the full blame on him, but he's obviously trying to make up for what's just happened. The boy, as simple as you like, mate, passes the ball across the ground into the back, right into the back post. McGregor again with absolutely no chance, and we are 2-0 down. At no point in this game, and I don't want to sound disrespectful to them, but at no point in this game, through the whole 90 minutes, did Malmo deserve to be 2-0 ahead of us.
No, I was the same. I literally, the quickness between the 2 goals was,
60 seconds at most.
60 seconds. Tav going down the wing. After you can see the goal, you need to bring a bit of composure back to the game, get Davison the ball, get the ball ticking over again. But no, we went gun-ho up the wing. Tav loses a ball and they hurt us again. And what Goldson's doing, again, like I say, he morphed into that player 2 years ago again. And it just looked uneasy a lot of the time tonight, Goldson, I would say. Along with Hollander, I would say, looked uneasy. And we looked shell-shocked at that point. 2-0 down, and I spoke to Scotia after the game, and I mean, we beat ourselves tonight. Malmo did not beat us. We beat ourselves. I'd love to see what Gerard says on it. We've not heard him yet, but 2 shocking goals. And I'll be honest, after the second goal, I feared for us a wee bit because I thought we looked absolutely shell-shocked at that point. And Malmo, if they'd got a third, the game, the tie to me would have been dead and buried at that point. And yeah, it was. It wasn't a great start to the second half, and not what I ever expected after watching the first half.
No, definitely not. I will disagree with you slightly on Hollander, mate, because I think Hollander was just a bit aware that Goldson was having a shocker, and he thought, right, both of us can't have a shocker. A few times Hollander got himself kind of caught. It's that kind of way that Hollander does. He gets himself caught up within the ball, if you know what I mean.
And he runs at times.
Yeah, and sometimes you're like, but he never seems to never actually leads to a chance, but it kind of gives you that wee bit of fear. But I think he was well aware that Goldson was having a bit of a poor one. I mean, Goldson's passing and everything tonight was just not there. It really wasn't. He played one crossfield pass, I think, that I can remember that came off. Everything else was just so poor. And I think from Tav's mistake as well, to get the second goal, Tav kind of shrunk away from the game. And as you mentioned earlier on, mate, Barisic was never in the game, to be honest. He doesn't... I don't know. Maybe he's not fit. I've got no idea, but should we be concerned a wee bit about the way that Barisic was tonight? I mean, he just didn't look there. It didn't look like the Borna Barisic that we know.
I mean, he hardly played the Euros because he was injured. He was a bit part in the Euros, came back. He played against Real Madrid, I think, and then obviously wasn't playing against Livingston at the weekend. So, I mean, for all we know, he's carrying a knock, but he looked like a guy that hadn't played football for me. At one point, when he got the booking, that referee gave me the fear. I thought Barisic was one wee challenge away. At one point, I actually thought we'd actually bring Shirley on because I thought he was one challenge away from going off the park, and his delivery wasn't great. I don't want to pick players tonight because it is very early season, but the midfield for me tonight was not right. Steve Davis tried. Arfield blowing out his arse that second half. I mean, he was playing on the left-hand side of that midfield most of the time, and he never plays there. He plays on the right. Mm-hmm. And John Lundstrom, for me tonight, needs to step up. If he wants to play for Glasgow, he's not playing for Sheffield United anymore. He's playing for Rangers now. And to me, he played far too many safe balls today. Never drove with a ball, really. And I'm not picking on him, but I was disappointed in his performance today. I thought he'd be a big player for us. And yeah, maybe he's been a wee bit shell-shocked too, because I don't think he's ever played European football, but I didn't think he had a great game, Lundstrom, at all. I really didn't. Yeah,
but I mean, even if he's not played European football, mate, he's been playing in the Premiership, so he knows exactly what to expect when it comes to a different level of football. There was one pass in particular, mate, and it is picking on wee tiny things, but we were up to high dough because we were 2-0 down within 60 seconds of the second half, so we were getting annoyed. But one pass he tried to cut inside while he was breaking down the right hand side. I've got no idea who he's seen. I've literally no clue who he thought was there. I don't know whether he thought the referee was a Rangers player or not. I'm not really sure, but yeah, he was disappointing. He tried certain points in the first half. Again, he was decent. He was moving the ball well. We were retaining the ball quite well, and But the second half, I think that the team got a shock. It was a real shock to the system, like we all were, I think. And as I said, this is very, very immediately after the final whistle. Do you know what I mean?
I just think the midfield, and to be fair to Gerrard, he didn't have many options tonight.
Yes,
he didn't have many options. I just thought the three of them, I very doubt we'll see the three of them play again together because they're very similar type players. I honestly thought we missed a Kamara, we missed a Joe Aribo, somebody that can unlock a door, a wee bit of magic. We just didn't have that. All we had was Ryan Kent, and Ryan Kent gets a hard time by a lot of Rangers fans sometimes because he's up there all the time in terms of his levels, and he never hides Ryan Kent. He tries and tries and tries all the time. That's all you want for a Rangers player. And even with Scotty Wright, at times I thought was bullied quite a bit tonight, but he kept going at times. And they were the only two bright sparks I thought we had that would do something in the game, because the midfield three for me, it was never really going to come from them. We didn't have that wee bit of magic. Hadji obviously wasn't fit enough to come on the park, because I think he would have appeared at one point. But yeah, I just thought we were playing in front of them a lot, and they were quite happy for us to give the ball to Barisic and put cross balls in, because they were dealing with it all night long.
Yeah, they kind of broke into game management as well, mate. The way that the European teams kind of do, and they really took Itten out the game, especially once they'd got their second goal. Itten was pretty ineffective in the second half, led to him coming off, Sakala coming on again. Sakala huffed and puffed. He definitely did. He showed moments that he's got real pace to burn. That's for sure. But we miss Alfredo Morelos in Europe, and there's just no doubt about it in my mind. And I think it really shows in a game like that. Well, obviously, Rangers were backs against the wall, and even before that, really, I mean, I know it got to half time at nothing each, but there's no one going to tell me that we did not miss Alfredo Morelos tonight.
I would love to know, and I would love to ask Gerrard, and he's probably as frustrated as us. We all knew going into this Malmo game for last year that Kamara Roof wasn't going to be available. So why was Alfredo Morelos not back earlier? I know he was off out in the Copa America with Colombia. I don't think he hardly played a game for him. So why was he not back? Why is he not back earlier? I would love to ask the question of why he's not back instead of watching him on Twitter running around Glasgow Airport trying to get fit. We needed him tonight. We really did. And whether he's fit enough to lead the line next week, I don't know. But we miss him. We really do miss him.
Well, I don't know if
when Roof's not there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's named in the squad. I'm not 100% sure. I've not seen a list of the full players that are named in the squad. I don't know how that works in terms of these qualifiers, but I think if he can play, and again, I don't know this, so this could come back and hit me in the face. If Alfredo Morelos can play next week, you have to get him to play. I don't think there's any doubt about it. In terms of a game like that, a European opposition, this is Alfredo's bread and butter. This is what he does. And he has to play. He just has to. And it's no disrespect to Itten, because he did really well in the first half. He got himself into the game, and he did some cracking hold-up play. He really did, but not good enough in the second half, because as soon as they fell into game management mode, mate, Malmo, then he was just ineffective and he couldn't really get anywhere near the ball. And we have to have Alfredo Morelos for games like this. We really do. Malmo they're not better than Rangers, mate. I said it before. A crazy 60 seconds has kind of put us 2-0 down at this point. It's just Barisic didn't look great. Steve Davis then scores a screamer, mate, in injury time. An absolutely great strike to make it 2-1. And who would have thought, mate, if you shoot, sometimes you might score.
I don't know how many times we say about the Rangers midfield, never shoot. And they don't. And I just couldn't see it coming with having balls into the box. There was one that nearly fell to Arfield just before it, and that boy got his foot to it. I mean, a lot of the balls fell to them all the time, and I was going, it's just not our night. Not back out again. Ryan Kent trying once again, and it came to Davis, and he hits it. It does get a deflection into the back of the net, but like you say, if you don't shoot, you don't score. And Davis did that against St Mirren. I know we went and bloody lost the game after that, but he's done that before for us, Davis, and it is a massive. I can't tell you how big that goal is. It is massive. I know the away goal's not there anymore, but if we'd went into next week 2-0 down, I thought we'd have a chance. but it was a major mountain to climb. It really would be. We're a better team than them. We can play better than them. I don't think they can play better than what they did. But that goal has completely changed the face of the tie. And it was, like I say before I came on the pod there, I went for way as low as I could go to as high as I go in a split second. And if we can get, and I know we need to apply to Glasgow City Council, a full house for Tuesday night, the first full house rocking, we can beat them, definitely.
I would 100% agree, mate. I think that goal completely changes it. I hadn't written Rangers off as such when it was 2-0, but when it went 2-1, I went, right, okay, that'll do us, we'll get back. It's a ludicrous 60 seconds that have happened, mate, and in all honesty, Rangers have kind of shot the bed. Let's be honest, we kind of shot the bed over these 60 seconds. All of a sudden, we're 2-0 down, and it was a bit of a rebuilding job from there. I mean, and for Steve Davis to get the goal, you're just like, fucking, like, why is everybody not just following what this guy's doing? Literally just, this is the guy you need to be listening to, and kind of following his role and what he's doing, because, yeah, it's a wee bit of deflection, mate, but you don't shoot, you don't score, and he shoots and we score, so it's 2-1, and I'm not going to say I fancy Rangers' chances, but I think we've gave ourselves every single chance now, especially if we get anywhere near a capacity crowd. Get Ibrox absolutely rocking to the core, and yeah, I don't think Malmo would know what hit them, and I would agree with you, mate. I think that's the best Malmo have. I don't think they've got anything else in there, and you have to balance it as well with what happened in the first half. It's very easy to write off the way the first half was going. Rangers were dominant in that first half. We really were. We controlled the game. We were playing good passes. A lot of the balls just weren't breaking for us, and we couldn't get ourselves that clear-cut chance to kind of take the lead. But yeah, I'm quietly confident going into next week, and it's just a welcome back to the Champions League, mate, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, and I would say in terms of Malmo, I think that's knocked a bit of stuffing out of them. I think they, in their heads, 2-0 coming across to Ibrox.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, they probably couldn't have believed their luck that they were 2-0 up against us. Do you know
honestly,
what
I think they are more than capable of coming to Ibrox and sitting on a 2-0 lead and defending. I think they can sit up quite happily and do that. This is more dangerous now in terms of one goal, we're back in the tie. Away goals aren't there anymore, obviously. So, yeah, it sets it up. It gives us a chance next week. That's all you want, a chance to get into the next round. And like we said previously, to even play Malmo tonight, if we can't beat Malmo, we don't deserve to be in the next round. That's the end of it. We'll drop into the Europa League playoff round, whatever it is. But it gives us a massive chance. It really does. And I'm the same as you. I don't want to get too ahead of myself, but I'd be quietly confident we can beat Malmo at Ibrox. Whether it goes to extra time or not, I don't know, but we can beat Malmo at Ibrox.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I don't think they showed enough for us to be too overly concerned with them coming to Ibrox with a lead. I think we could easily beat them 2-0 at Ibrox. I don't think there's any really doubt about it, because, as you said earlier, mate, when you spoke to Scott, Rangers beat themselves tonight. It wasn't Malmo beating us. It was definitely Rangers beating Rangers. Pick a man of the match, mate, if you can.
Very hard. Very hard.
We both just go for Davo, mate, and wrap it up there?
Well, that's what I was going to go with. Ryan Kent, I thought, was frustrating, but like I say, the second half, he's that one guy that tries and tries and tries. He really does. Just wasn't coming off for him. But no, 36 years of age, Steve Davis once again has pulled us out a big hole, and it could, like I say, it could be a massive goal in terms of this tie. And Steve Davis.
Yeah, 100%, mate. I'm going to go with you on that. I think he's the one that's gave us the wee lifeline in this tie. But again, I don't want it to sound more over dramatic than what it is. I do believe Rangers have gave themselves every chance now. A good fighting chance anyway to get back to Ibrox and to get a result. So we have to just go again and keep the concentration levels up and not let any stupid mistakes slip in, because we are better than Malmo. I don't think there's any doubt about it. I think even a neutral would admit that we are better than Malmo, and we probably deserve more out of that game tonight than what we got. But this is European football. It's the step up that we were all waiting for. So you have to be on the ball at all times. Anyway, Ali, that'll do us. Thank you very much for your time tonight, mate, and I'll speak to you on Thursday, mate, when we come back for Club Deck Corner.
Yeah, we'll be previewing the Dundee United game, so hopefully Rangers will come out firing for that game after that. So yeah, we'll preview that and see what our sort of teams will be for that.
Yeah, so thank you to everybody for listening. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the videos, give us a wee 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, like all our socials, follow our socials as well, it really does make a huge difference. As I've just said to Ali, we'll be back on Thursday with our Club Deck Corner. We'll do more of a roundup of Livingston and of tonight. Once we've kind of settled down a bit, probably we might put a more perspective view on things, mate, anyway. And we'll obviously preview the Dundee United game coming up. So, yeah, thank you to everybody for listening. Until I speak to you next time, we are Club at 22, the Champions Podcast. Cheers.